Weight gain today is an absolute disaster. The level of obesity, the level of people who are overweight to the point where it's actually a detriment to their health. And the pandemic over the last year has certainly shown us how dangerous it is to be overweight. So this article actually expands on many things that you can do to prevent weight gain, and I want to actually expand on that even further because I help people lose weight every single day, and I think I can help you also do the same. Maybe you're not somebody who's obese, but certainly an extra couple pounds on your body increases your risk of disease, so I can help you get that off. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Nick Zarowski, and welcome to the channel. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and also go to www.drzee.tv for all my natural health videos. Censorship is a huge thing on social media today, so we do not put all of our videos on YouTube or Instagram or any other social media platform. They end up all on our website, so you can always check out more there. Let's dive into this article. Small changes you can make today to prevent weight gain. Now, it goes on to say between ages 20 and 55, most adults gain 1 to 2 pounds per year. Now, that's pretty significant when you think about it, because that turns out to be 35 to 70 pounds that you will gain over that period of time. Now, I can tell you, between that age, I started gaining a lot of weight. Actually, for me, it was straight out of high school. I gained probably about 25 to 30 pounds. I was over 200 pounds before I realized I better take control of this, otherwise I'm going to have a real problem. And that's when I did. So it's very easy to happen to anybody. So the article goes on to say, which could see some people becoming overweight or obese over time. This weight gain isn't usually the result of overeating large amounts of food. Instead, it's usually caused by eating small amounts of food, around 100 to 200 extra calories more than is needed every single day. And this is why it sneaks up on you. I mean, this is why you end up, starting your career, starting your family, and you look back and you're, in your late 20s or your 30s or 40s even, and you go, what happened to me? I used to be this fit person back in high school, and now I'm way overweight. And like I said, this dramatically increases your risk of heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, all the different diseases out there. And when you talk in terms of, a pandemic like we faced this year, it dramatically increases your risk of death, which we found out. And when you are overweight, it also increases your risk of getting sick from anything, the flu, you name it. Your health is not in a good place at this point. And if you don't want to be statistically falling into the same categories as most people out there on whole bunches of medication and also with multiple health problems all at once, then you want to make sure that you're paying attention to this. The good news is that we may be able to prevent ourselves from gaining weight by making small changes to our diet or physical activity. A recent review found that eating 100 to 200 calories less or burning an extra 100 to 200 calories each day may be enough to stop us from gaining weight in the long run, which sounds like a reasonable approach. We analyzed the data from nearly 3,000 people in weight gain prevention trials and 372 people in weight loss trials. Participants were aged between 18 and 60. 65% of them are women, and it doesn't surprise me because more women are concerned about losing weight than men. In those who used the small change approach to prevent weight gain, we found that participants gained almost 2 pounds less compared to those who didn't use this approach over a period of 8 to 14 months. The difference was statistically significant, meaning it was unlikely to be the result of chance. While small change approach was shown to be effective for preventing weight gain, it wasn't proven to actually help you lose weight. Okay, so they're saying that when they did this study, people were able to keep the weight off, but they weren't able to lose it in the weight loss group. Okay. Now, I disagree with that, and I think that it's just because they didn't have the right strategies. Now, let's go through the strategies here that were used and that they're recommending, and I'm going to also add to it. Like I said, I help people with this kind of thing every day, so I will add to it and help you with some stronger strategies than they're even presenting. So In the trials, they looked at a number of different small changes to help participants prevent weight gain. Here are some of the successful techniques used in the trials. So one of them was get off the bus one stop earlier and walk the rest of the way. You may end up walking 10 to 15 minutes more, and this could help you burn up to 60 calories. Doing this on the way home as well could mean you burn up to 120 calories extra. Now, I'm a fan of this. When I go to any store, I always park in the back of the parking lot because I hate when people slam their doors into my vehicle. So I always park far away anyway because I don't mind walking. But certainly, if you think about that, if you just, put a little bit of more effort into taking the stairs or, walking a little bit longer distance, or maybe even when you're at work, getting up a little bit more often to go to pick up some copies or go to the bathroom, then you'll certainly get more movement in. Okay, so just think about how you can get more movement in through the day. Now, outside of exercise, this is a good and reasonable approach. And beyond that, even on your lunch break, instead of sitting down with a whole bunch of people and eating, spend about 15 minutes eating and take the other, let's say you have an hour lunch break, 45 minutes, and go for a good walk, okay, versus sitting there the whole time. It's a completely reasonable thing to do. Because if you think about it, right, many people get up in the morning and they go and they get in their car and they sit in their car on their way to work. They walk into work and they sit at their desk all day. And after they sit at their desk all day, they sit back in their car only to get home, sit down and eat dinner, and then sit down and watch TV. Okay, so we want to do anything we can to improve activity. So if at work you can take some 15-minute breaks and you can, spend a majority of your lunch break going for a good walk, it's going to offer you some big changes. Now they go on to say, skip the fries that come on the side. Small portions of fries served alongside main meals contain hundreds of calories. Saying no to these or opting out for a salad or vegetable on the side instead is a great thing. It could help you reduce your calorie intake by up to 200 calories per day. Very reasonable approach there. And, when I go out to eat, I think about this too, because, if you sit down and let's say you're going to get a burger, well, get that burger without a bun. Get that burger in a lettuce wrap. That makes an enormous change. And then, of course, fries have a tremendous amount of calories in them because they are fats. They're a starch, a carb that is boiled in fats. So putting those together, you just have a huge calorie bomb. So avoiding stuff like that is also very beneficial. Get the salad, opt for something that's going to be far less calories. And there's plenty of things out there, fruit, you name it. So always pay attention to those little tweaks that you can make to your meals that are going to bring the calorie count down significantly. Switch from a soft drink to a water. Making this switch could reduce your calorie intake by 145 calories. This one's important too because the soft drink is empty calories. Those are empty calories, tons of sugar. And empty calories means it has zero nutritional value to you, but it's loaded with calories. So you have tons of sugar that's very hard on your metabolic system. And there's a lot of options, okay? And anybody who enjoys a soda, trust me, I am right there with you because I grew up on this stuff. My family were grocers, and we always had different products like this in our home. And so you can switch to something like a very low-calorie drink in many different ways. You can maybe have a stevia sweetened tea, which is going to have 0 calories in it. You could have a sparkling water, which has like a lemon lime flavor to it, which is going to be 0 calories. There's a lot of options out there. So, if you're a soft drink person and you really enjoy that, just make that lateral shift, okay? And this is something that's going to be very beneficial. And I'm going to talk more about lateral shifts in just a minute because that's a very important concept when it comes to losing weight and also preventing weight gain. Have an Americano instead of a latte. You really got to watch out for these coffees, folks, because a lot of people drink these lattes. It's amazing how many people are in line at Starbucks and they're getting these big drinks in the morning. These are meals. When you get a big latte, a large latte that's like 600 calories, that's insane for that being a drink that you're consuming in the morning beside your bagel. If you just cut that out alone, you'll start losing weight. And these are the things you really got to watch out for. We talked about cutting out fries, but man, there's no bigger calorie bomb than a big old latte in the morning. And the milk in a regular latte can contain up to 186 calories. So switching to an Americano could prevent weight gain. Okay, so in this article, they're saying switch to, basically a just straight coffee, right, with maybe a little bit of cream in it. You could put a little stevia, xylitol, allulose, any of those types of sweeteners in it, which would also make it something you'd probably enjoy just the same. But just this, let me tell you, when I get lattes, I typically use almond milk or order it with almond milk. And I, of course, either take the sweetener out and use a little bit of like allulose or xylitol, as I just mentioned, or I make sure it's cut down to almost nothing, right? But I always get them with almond milk because I know that, like, if you use almond milk, you cut the calorie count down tremendously. Milk is very caloric dense. So by using almond milk in your latte, you will really cut that calorie down. So do that. And that's a nice small switch you can make. Add 1 less tablespoon of oil while cooking. I'm not a fan of this advice right here because I don't think that for the majority of people, almost everybody out there, that the problem that they have when it comes to weight loss is that they're consuming too many fats. That's a lie. It's just not the problem. Could the problem be that they're consuming unhealthy fats like soybean oil, canola oil, and cottonseed oil, those types of unhealthy fats that are inflammatory? Yeah, that could definitely be a concern. But but this stating that they're consuming too many calories and coconut oil and that kind of stuff, it's very unlikely. So I'm going to skip that one. If you have something sweet, save half of it for tomorrow. Eating only half a Kit Kat, for example, could reduce your calorie intake by 102 calories and give you something to look forward to tomorrow. So I don't really like this advice either because I don't like the advice of like, well, eat some garbage. No, I recommend coming off of the garbage completely because what we want to do is change your eating patterns right now so that you can eat healthy for a lifetime. Right? Like eating lesser amounts of garbage is not going to be a good strategy. Here's what I recommend. If you're somebody who likes something like a Kit Kat, find a healthier alternative. So for instance, I like peanut butter cups. You can get stevia sweetened peanut butter cups at the store. If you are somebody who likes, any type of cake, cookies, ice cream, whatever it is, this is where the lateral shift concept comes in that I always teach all my patients, is that there is a healthier option out there for every junk food that you like, pretty much. Now, if you're someone who likes ice cream, there are 0 sugar ice creams out there that are very good. There are cakes out there that are made by a company called Swerve that are very good. I actually had a patient that I was super bummed out because we're following a strict diet plan, and she was in a position where she wanted to have chocolate cake for her birthday, and she thought that she couldn't. And I was like, no, absolutely you can. Here's what you have to do. You just have to use this cake mix. And she was so excited that she was able to do that. And when I work with people, my goal is to make them feel like they are not on a diet. Okay, if you're someone who likes pasta, let's go ahead and use zucchini noodles, let's use lentil noodles, let's use some sort of noodle that you can still have, but we just want to stay away from your typical wheat noodles. But this allows you to still have pasta because a lot of people think that when they go on a diet, they're just eating salad, chicken salads, and that's it, and my life is going to be miserable. Absolutely not. If you like pizza, let's find a good cauliflower crust pizza. When I work with people, I will ask them, what are the foods that you like? And they give me a list of things that they really enjoy. And my goal is to find alternatives to all of them so that they can still enjoy them. And let me tell you, you absolutely can if you're looking. Now let's go on. Take the phone meetings while you're walking. You can burn an extra 100 calories a day. Now this is something for all the people who are working at home. Like you can certainly spend more time out there walking. I mean, even for me personally, if I'm doing things like educational material because I'm always educating myself, or am taking a phone meeting, I will certainly do it while walking on the treadmill. And I just make a conscious effort to do that. It's just like part of my plan. Hey, how can I add some extra steps in throughout my day? Certainly, on this particular meeting. Avoid sweets. Saying no to cakes, cookies, and other sweets could help you easily cut 100 to 200 calories per day, maybe more depending on the food. Yeah, this is a good one because the problem with like trying to lose weight is that, though it's not a 100% all or nothing approach, there's certainly an impact to your body when you're constantly spiking your blood sugar. So for instance, if you're trying to lose weight, one of the things you want to do is keep the hormone insulin down, right? But yet if you are going throughout the day and it's like, well, I just had a little piece of candy and I just had a little, sweet this and I had a little bit of soda. Well, what happens is you're continually spiking that hormone insulin. And when insulin is really high, it's going to block fat loss. And so what we want to do in this particular case is we want to do everything we can to drive insulin down. And think about that. If carbs and sugar boost up insulin and you want to lose weight, think about that throughout the day. What can I do to not increase this hormone? If you just had that mindset, you would literally lose a ton of weight, okay? Now they go on and say, take your dog for an extra 30-minute brisk walk a day. The dog will appreciate it and you could burn 150 calories. This is something that's very important. Too many people avoid exercise. I will tell you, exercise is 100% genetically required by our body. If you are not exercising, your body is suffering in some way, right? And I understand that some people may not even need to lose weight, but you will still benefit from that exercise. Now, as you look into exercise, it's the same thing. It's not an all or nothing approach, right? You don't either have to be a bodybuilder or somebody who's going to be the next Olympic athlete or sit on the couch. There is in between, right? And unfortunately for a lot of people, they don't see that in between. It's like, well, I got to hire a trainer and go there and work my tail off and it's going to be really uncomfortable. But the fact is just getting that 30-minute brisk walk a day in is so valuable. It's very valuable. And if you are somebody who doesn't like exercise, trust me, I understand, right? All of us, every single person will approach weight loss with some sort of thing holding them back, right? We all have our weaknesses. Some of us struggle to eat healthy. Some of us really like sugar. Some of us have a hard time giving up bread. Some of us hate exercise. Right? But we aren't going to be a person who has all of those weaknesses. We're going to have some of them. We're going to have some really strong points. It's amazing to me how I can work with people. And, I can have people that I tell them to follow a particular diet and man, they're on it. It's unbelievable how good they do. They don't even have to ask a question. So it's like, I'm doing what you said, no questions asked. And then I ask them to exercise and my goodness, just trying to get them to put a little bit of effort into exercise is nearly impossible. Understand that we have our strong points, our weak points, and that's okay. But we just have to make sure we lean into those weak points and we try a little bit harder and put a little more effort in. And understand that you're not alone struggling in some way with one particular piece of this puzzle, right? Because weight loss is a puzzle. It's not just about giving up sugar. It's not just about giving up carbs. It's not just about exercise. It's about putting all of that together. And when we look at the puzzle of health in general and good quality health, you have to put all those pieces together. And that's what helps keep your cholesterol low, your blood pressure low. That's what helps keeps your blood sugar low so you don't get type 2 diabetes, okay? And you avoid strokes and heart attacks and all those things. This is what really makes a difference. And so when you put all this stuff together, your health will dramatically change. I'm going to finish up with this article. The small changes approach has many advantages for managing weight loss. First, small changes are easier to incorporate into everyday life than larger ones. For example, it's easier to eat 100 to 200 fewer calories per day than to eat 500 fewer calories per day. Small changes are also easier to maintain in the long run, which is a key to maintaining weight loss. And if people succeed at making these small changes, it may lead them to make bigger changes in their life. Now, I'm a big fan of the small change approach. This is how I help people lose weight. And also, what I tell people as well, I know that for most people, they have weight loss on their mind when they come and work with me. But what I tell them is, look, my goal is not to help you lose weight. My goal is to get you healthy, and weight loss will be a very nice side effect of getting you healthy. Focus on eating healthy, exercising, and doing all the right things, and I guarantee the weight loss will fall off. Because if you start living a lifestyle that basically would give you a body that is 50 pounds less than where you are today, eventually that 50 pounds has to come off. Because if you have an extra 50 pounds on you, you are doing things to maintain that, okay? And possibly even make the matters worse. And so if you change your lifestyle and your lifestyle that you are living today based off the changes you made, gives you a body that's 50 pounds less, you'll get there in time. I'm not a fan of these 30 pounds and 30-day diets. I'm not a fan of anything like that. Good healthy weight loss is typically somewhere around 1 pound a week, 1 to 2 pounds. Now, depending on what size you are, you may be able to lose, even more than that. But the fact is that for most people, if you're trying to lose weight in a healthy way, because weight loss can be very unhealthy too, if you're trying to lose weight in a healthy way, you're just looking at 1 to 2 pounds on a weekly basis, not more than that. We have many twisted ideas of what weight loss really is, and most weight loss out there is very, very unhealthy when they put you on these crash diets, these huge calorie restrictions, because it crashes your metabolism, and as a result of that metabolism crash, you will suffer much more than if you just did it the correct way. Focus on getting healthy and let weight loss be a nice side effect of you getting healthy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out this next video in order to help you improve your health. I'll see you in the next video.